Hi fans of high quality entertainment. This series is never going to end because I have found 20 more CDs that I bet you don't have in your CD collection or your vinyl record collection. You might have, no, being serious, you might have some of them, 2, 3, 4 of them, but there's just no way that you have all of these in your collection. There's just no way. So here we go. Let's start with one of the greatest albums that has ever been released. And the sad thing is, a lot of people do not have this in their collection. It is the Shakes, Philosophy of the World. Let me know if you have this in your collection or not. Look at this rockin' band. This is a fairly well-known artist, sort of, and this is her latest album, and I actually really like it. She does, like on this album, she does, I don't know, soul, rock, everything. Kind of a mixture of all kinds of things. It's really good. So let me know if you have Corinne Bailey Rae, Black Rainbows. I'm curious to know, if you're a King Crimson fan, if you have this album of theirs, or CD, vinyl record CD, it doesn't matter, in your collection. It is King Crimson Earthbound, and I've only heard a little bit of it, but the sound quality is not good. You know, the track listing, of course, is great. But it's, you know, very much like a kind of like a crappy bootleg. I'm not sure. Yeah, there might even be one or two that I accidentally show again, you know, because I've done a few of these videos, but I don't think I've shown this one in this series. The greatest band of all, the Ruddles. And this is the expanded version. And of course I have the movie also on Blu-ray. I bet you don't have this in your collection, and you probably don't want it, because I know there's a lot of music fans out there that don't like this particular singer, but I do. It's not all screaming. It is Yoko Ono and the Plastic Ono Band, Between My Head and the Sky, with, of course, Sean Lennon. Excellent album. Don't be scared. Check it out. A very popular songwriter, but probably one of his least loved albums, even though I love it myself. It is Randy Newman, Born Again. Do you have this in your collection? And if you do, let me know if you like it or not. It's not my favorite of his. My favorite is probably Little Criminals, but still, it's a fun record. Now, this band, this is two separate CDs, but two CDs where, you know, where they combine two albums in a CD set. And this is the second and third album by The Tubes. Do you have this particular collection with Young and Rich and Now? My favorite, of course, is the debut, but these are still very good albums. This is a compilation. And I'm just curious, as always, if you have this in your collection. This is so good. Such an underrated band. The Undertones, West Bank Songs, 1978, 1983, a best of. And there's the hype sticker. Look at all those songs. And a nice booklet also. So that's 2 CDs. This one is autographed. Yeah, I met this artist maybe 15 years ago, and then I've interviewed him twice on my Canadian Studmuffin channel in the past 2 years. To Larry, Mark Farner, For the People. And they also have his latest album, Closer to My Home, which is excellent. Nobody has that. Nobody has this in their collection. Here's one that was gifted to me by my buddy Morris Gautreaux. Check out his channel. There's his business card. Focus. There we go. I love his profile picture. It looks so cool. Pause that if you would like to read it, and check out his channel. I bet you don't have this particular Matthew Sweet CD or vinyl record in your collection. Blue Sky on Mars. Not a very good album cover, but a very good album. And I hope he's doing, I know in the past few months he's had his health issues. I hope he's doing okay. You might be a big Neil Young fan, but you might not like this particular album, even though I've always loved it ever since it came out. So let me know if you have. Neil Young Trance. We're about halfway through. Isn't this fun? And I do want to say that one of the 2 people that complained about this series, saying I was arrogant and whatever, that saying I bet you don't have any of these albums, and when of course somebody out there is going to have some of these albums. He came back later and he apologized, so that was nice of him. So thank you. I guess he finally got to kind of know my personality a little better, which could be a good or a bad thing. Now this band is, well, the band is XTC, but this isn't XTC. This is the Dukes of Stratosphere. This is everything they did, and it is so good. And what I also love about doing these videos is, there's been a couple of comments, oh, I didn't know that was out. There was a Captain Beefheart album I showed that they didn't know anything about. So just in case you don't know, this is the collected works of XTC in their pretending to be another band, the Dukes of Stratosphere. And it is superb. Highly recommended. You might have Meet the Beatles in your collection, but do you have Meet the Residents in your collection? Yes, their debut album. This is the deluxe version. You might like Sparks. You might be a fan. But do you have this hardcover edition of The Seduction of Igmar Bergman by Sparks? Special limited edition CD. I'll sell it to you for $500. It comes with a nice booklet. There we are. New album coming out in May. Now, if you have this in your collection on CD or vinyl, I'm so sorry. Frank Zappa Thingfish. I actually got a comment talking about this recently. And, you know, of course there are fans of every album, right? That's out there. And there are fans of Thingfish, but it's just not my favorite Frank Zappa album. More Canadian content. And when I talked about one of their other albums, you know, of course I get a comment, the album sold, whatever, 300,000 copies, and that's fine, right? But that was in the early 70s, and, you know, I think today they're not as recognized or talked about as much as they should be. They're a very underrated band. So this is Rockin' by the Guess Who. Let me know if you have this in your collection. Once again, a very fun album. Very popular 60s band, The Rascals. If you've never heard this particular album and you like The Rascals, this is my favorite, so you really should check it out. This is called C. It's from the Rascals box set that I have right there. This is, you know, like I said, some of these aren't rare or anything. It's just fun to talk about music and see what my viewers have and don't have, or maybe never, like I said, don't even know that it exists. This is my favorite, one of my favorite compilations I've ever had. For 2 CDs, it's the Monkees, and look at all of the great hits. Nice booklet, and it's on 2 CDs. This is a blues band with a blues singer. They combined their talents and they created Hooker and Heat, Canned Heat and John Lee Hooker. Great album, great double album. Let me know if you have this in your collection, like I keep saying. And one more. My favorite album by Nilsson from the early 70s, and George Harrison is on this, I believe. Well, Peter Frampton is. I think Ringo Starr, possibly. Son of Schmilsson. Just excellent vocals by Harry, and once again, just a very fun album. You're Breaking My Heart. You're Tearing It Apart, so F you. That's one of the songs. And that is it. So I think there were 20 albums there. Let me know how many of those 20 you have in your collection. And I will say you are lying. Just joking. Have a great day. Please leave a comment below, like the video, and please subscribe.